it can like feel like an emotional black hole for a lot of us. And do you think this season hit so hard, and how does food play a real important role in our mental well-being during this time?
That's a great question. And I think that the winter months and the holidays in general pose a slew of issues for people. Since it's the holidays, we tend to have a lot of expectation around how that should go because people think that the holidays are supposed to be these positive things, but it usually includes bringing family together, extended family, friends, dynamics which don't actually create a tremendous amount of joy all the time, right? And it's also cold and it's dark and there's not as much sunlight. Seasonal affective disorder is a very real thing. It affects at least 40% of the population, whether people realize it or not. So our mood is already prone to be in a lower state because we're not getting enough sun exposure, vitamin D in the body. So your mood might be a little bit down. It's cold. It's usually wet outside, which means you may not be as likely to go work out and get in that movement and the dopamine hit that you would typically get from that. And you have
Right.
all of this expectation around what the holidays are supposed to look like. And so when you just like layer all this on top of each other and then the financial stress of gifts and trying to figure everything out and social gatherings and schedules being way too full, it can be very overwhelming for a lot of people. So really, holidays are a very, very stressful time. I don't think people take enough time to really acknowledge like the self-care and the things that need to be put into place to actually bring back the joy to this time of year. But there are a lot of small, simple things that people can do to make the holidays better.
We love that. And all of what you just said really resonates with me. For myself personally, like this is the worst time. And I have to triple down, sometimes quadruple down on the self-care because of like the anniversaries that I go through that like are so traumatic for me. And I love that food, that we're on the topic of food because you share some incredible advice about specific foods that I took the time to look into that can actually boost brain health and mood during the winter. Can we first talk about that? Well, actually talk about fatty fish first. Is this the winter's superhero? We're being the norm or what?
I think it definitely can be fatty fishes, things that have like omega-3 fatty acids in them. So I'm just going to preface it with that. You can be vegan and you can still get the benefits of all those things that if you're going to go eat salmon and tuna, you're going to get. So there's always vegan options to everything. And I'm going to try to highlight that in this because I know so many people nowadays are going more plant-based. I am particularly pescatarian, so I eat fish, but I don't eat other meat. I don't consume dairy. I don't do that stuff. So I always try to give you the plant-based options there. Fish in general can be wonderful because of the omega fatty acids that it has. So these are known to lower inflammation in the body. They lower the risk of heart disease, and they're also helps to support brain health and development. So inflammation in the body is actually a culprit for depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
Whenever we're able to lower inflammation in the body, we're actually elevating our mood a little bit naturally. When the body gets inflamed, it actually does a very similar thing to your mood and your mindset. It just kind of freezes things, causes a little bit of brain fog and irritability and just this inability to like feel good about yourself. And
Yeah.
it's really a biochemical process that's happening. It's not something that you should just be able to control through willpower. When there's inflammation in the body, it triggers like a host of health problems, both physical and mental. So fish is definitely a good solution for that because it's going to lower inflammation. It's going to improve brain health and your ability to be more optimistic, a little bit more focused and clear. So I think it's one of those good things to have on your holiday table if you happen to like fish. Now, there's many other things that can boost your mood and well-being, but I like that because it's a good protein option for you. And again, people who are looking to keep their physical health in check, of course, eating a little bit more protein, a little bit less carbs around the holidays is always going to be beneficial.
I love fish, but like you said before, there's a lot of non-fish fans out there, and there's no judgment to them because I think that they're missing out. But I would love to talk about those plant-based alternatives.
Mhm.
What are them? And are we talking about sprinkling some magic hemp seeds everywhere or anything like that?
Yes, sometimes you definitely are. So flax seeds, hemp seeds also contain a lot of omega fatty acids in them. So that could be a matter of throwing some hemp seeds on a salad. Maybe if you are a person who likes to make smoothies or other things, you can throw some flax seeds in with that. Of course, you can put those on salads as well. You can incorporate them even into like a stuffing mixture that you're making, like for your Thanksgiving dinner or your holiday dinner. You can always incorporate a little bit of other non-traditional things which are going to boost your overall health and your mood. So I would say go to like the flax seeds, go to the hemp seeds. I think these are kind of like the first line resource of plant-based options. You can also get it from seaweed. So if you're a seaweed
Mm,
fan, maybe you don't have fish, but you like the seaweed snacks at the store, that's
yeah.
another option that you can look to.
Nice. Now let's talk blueberries. I mean, who knew these little guys could be the anti-aging secret for our brains? Is it safe to say that snacking on blueberries is the closet thing we have to take our brain to the spa for?
Well, blueberries, they have a tremendous amount of antioxidants in them. And there's also other compounds which have been shown to increase your cognitive performance and abilities, like think, focus, mental clarity, overall brain function. It can help to alleviate depression and anxiety. And part of this is because they have chemicals in them which actually increase blood flow to the brain. So whenever your brain is a little bit healthier, you are going to be happier in general. I love them. They're low calorie foods. They're not overly sweet on the fruit spectrum, which is also nice. So yeah, I would definitely go for the blueberries as much as possible.
They're easily accessible too, might I add.
Yes.